heard at, and that was in 2018, by the way.
That's right. That was the
So
2000.
this is 4 years old now, some of the information that we're about to share with you today.
Here's from NBC News. Godlike Homo Deus could replace humans as tech evolves.
So this is Yuval Harari, and this is a quote by him. It is very likely within a century or two, Homo sapiens, as we have known it for thousands of years, will disappear. Yuval Harari told an audience at the Carnegie Council for Ethics and International Affairs recently, not because, like in some Hollywood science fiction movie, the robots will come and kill us, but rather because we will use technology to upgrade ourselves, or at least some of us, into something different, something which is far more different from us than we are from Neanderthals.
So, Doc, if I am following along with Mr. Harari, there's going to be two classes of humans. There's going to be us and them.
Right, the upgrades.
The upgrades, they're going to get more privileges. They're going to get to go places that you and I will not be able to go.
And they may even have abilities that you and I don't have. They may be able to have, see light in a different way, hear things in a different way. We're talking about a genuine upgrade and change to humanity.
Yes.
That we're
a higher
about.
level of intelligence and ability to do things.
So this is an article from Quartz magazine. Humans can try to upgrade themselves to gods in these three ways.
Wait a minute, Doc. That sounds like something Lucifer would promise people.
Well, he did promise Adam and Eve in the garden, you will be like gods.
He's still peddling the same lie.
And so we have a quote from that particular article. This is Yuval Harari again. The upgrading of humans into gods may follow any of three paths: biological engineering, cyborg engineering, and the engineering of non-organic beings. It's frightening to consider that there could be multiple species. In fact, he predicted that at the World Economic Forum. We'll get to that in just a moment.
Competing for space on the same planet.
Right. He also went on in that same article to talk about the reason for this upgrade is a need for bliss or for immortality. And in seeking bliss and immortality, humans are in fact trying to upgrade themselves into gods. Not just because these are divine qualities, listen to the language he uses there, but because in order to overcome old age and misery, humans will first have to acquire godlike control of their own biological substratum. If we ever have the power to engineer death and pain out of our system, that same power will probably be sufficient to engineer our system in almost any manner we like and manipulate our organs, emotions, and intelligence in myriad ways. You could buy for yourself the strength of Hercules, the sensuality of Aphrodite, the wisdom of Athena, or the madness of Dionysius, if that is what you're into. Up till now, increasing human power relied mainly on upgrading our external tools. In the future, it may rely more on upgrading the human body and mind, or on merging directly with our tools. We merge with the tool, Rick. We become cyborgs. We become part machine, part human. So those are some of the options that we have there.
Sounds like Nimrod, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
We have new Nimrods alive and active on the earth right now.
Probably the most profound statement that Yuval Harari said at that 2018 World Economic Forum that we were both sitting in, we were just, like you said, prime ministers, kings were in that audience. And they actually sought to be introduced to Yuval Harari. Yes. So he was definitely someone that the leaders of the world wanted to connect with. Well, the most frightening statement that he made was that we are the last generation of Homo sapiens. Imagine saying that.
I believe that. And Doc, I'm going to say something for many of you who have not been following Doc and I on our other program, True News. This may be a real shocker to you, but if you received the COVID-19 vaccines, they were not vaccines, they are gene therapy injections.
Operating systems.
Operating, their own websites say operating systems. What you had injected into you was an operating system that has altered your genes, your DNA. You are no longer the same human being that you were when you were born. You've been changed. The pharmaceutical companies injected a man-made operating system, a biological operating system into your body that then took control of your genes. They are not vaccines. They are gene therapy drugs. And so my view, and I know this may be very shocking to a lot of you, if you received the Moderna vaccine, the Pfizer vaccine, if you receive these vaccines, and they're not vaccines, they're just, we're using that word loosely, then your body is no longer the same body that was made by God. Another thing that Mr. Harari said, he said that we will be split into different species.
Yes.
The human race will be subdivided. There will not be the same, everybody will not be the same human. You will be interacting with a different type of human being. Let's watch it, it's about 1.5 minutes.
Now, how exactly will the future masters of the planet look like? This will be decided by the people who own the data. Those who control the data control the future not just of humanity, but the future of life itself. Because today, data is the most important asset in the world. In ancient times, land was the most important asset. And if too much land became concentrated in too few hands, humanity split into aristocrats and commoners. Then in the modern age, in the last 2 centuries, machinery replaced land as the most important asset. And if too many of the machines became concentrated in too few hands, humanity split into classes, into capitalists and proletariats. Now data is replacing machinery as the most important asset. And if too much of the data becomes concentrated in too few hands, humanity will split not into classes, it will split into species, into different species.
Shocking statement there, Rick, that we were talking about that in a previous statement, he'd say it's the end of Homo sapiens. And then saying we're actually going to be moving into different species of humanity. So my question then becomes, at what point do we cease being human? Or what we determine as human today? And what is the status, the spiritual status of those, whatever they are, those changed beings? What is their spiritual status once they've been changed?